I have a very interesting new theory for the movie Obsession. I swear this movie, it always comes to mind, like every time that I think about it. I have a crazy new theory here though, and you know what? It also makes sense too in a crazy way. So, I think Bear did screw up his own wish without realizing it. And there's a reason why. I can't believe it hit me until now. I feel like having something that you're able to make an actual wish for, the one wish like Willow in the world. Shouldn't there be more chaos and destruction with these wishes going completely wrong? You know? But unless some wishes actually go, they work great and some don't. But maybe it depends on the person themselves, when they make the wish. So I think Bear screwed up his own wish. So to talk about this theory, we have to go back to the beginning of the film, right? From the looks of it, in the very beginning of the film, Bear is trying to practice his confession to Nikki about how much he likes her and all that. Um, he comes off very shy, very like likable here, but Bear deep down is going through it. He lacks self-confidence, very low self-esteem. Come on, even his hair looks pretty greasy in some parts. And of course, his day gets worse because when he goes back home, his cat dies. So that's really bad. So yeah, and then also too, I think the house had been like left for Bear by his grandmother. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what happened. So yeah, Bear doesn't seem like he's having the best time of his life, right? Um, so he goes to the trivia night because he hears from Nikki, and oh, and by the way, he had been scrolling through her Instagram here, which again speaks like volumes about how he feels inside. And then she mentioned about putting in like her 2 weeks like notice for the job. And apparently this really affected him, and that's why he decided to go to trivia night because that's like the whole friend group. Like they all work in the same job. So he goes to trivia night to spend time with her, and he's trying to ask her out, but he keeps fumbling every time. And at some point, he offers to give her a like ride home, and attempts to ask her out again when he drops her off. It goes very wrong, and then Bear is upset with himself, and then he makes the wish on himself. And actually, this wish prior was actually meant for Nikki as a gift because she had dropped, I think, her I was like necklace in the toilet by accident. So what happened here was that Bear makes the wish, but his tone and the wording is very weird. He says, "I wish that Nikki Friedman would love me more than anyone in the world." So, oh, by the way, he also throws in the F word in there to really convey the tone. It was pretty heavy and it sounded very miserable, to be honest, very negative. So when he makes the wish, of course, like Nikki goes insane. So I think because of the way that Bear was feeling, his cat died. He is very, very like negative about himself. He has very low self-esteem issues. Like it's if obvious from the beginning of the film. And I think somehow it really was dragged into the wish somehow. I think if he had been very confident, very happy with his life, I bet the wish would have gone very differently. If it probably would have been, very happy. Like I think he could have gone with Nikki, but to be honest, I don't think that Bears would have made that sort of wish though. Maybe if he was like very happy and positive about himself, maybe he would have made like a wish like, "Oh, I wish that I had the confidence to ask her out." Something like that. Very positive wish. But Bear, his tone too is very aggressive in a way when he makes the wish, and I'm sure somehow that played a part into the wish itself. And it makes sense why he gets the fake Nikki instead of the real Nikki. So yeah, I think that's such a messed up theory, but it does make sense though in a way because how is it that some people's like wishes went very well and some didn't? And I think Bears really screwed up here because he was very angry that day and he ended up putting all of his anger into that moment when he made the wish. And I think somehow he screwed himself without even realizing it. He screwed himself and he screwed Nikki, which is super messed up on so many levels. Well, that's it for today, guys. I thought it'd be really cool to talk about this theory. It's been in the back of my head. That'd be really cool to talk about really quickly. I know it's like a very different background today. I just wasn't in the mood to sit in my chair. I wanted to sit somewhere else. So yeah, I have Sharky and Corpse here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. His name is Corpse. I don't know if I've already said that before in the other videos. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you with a brand new video very soon. Peace out.